About a month ago, I made this Commonplace book that's also a junk journal. And I thought I would just take you through the process, not the process of making it, but just kind of walk you through the junk journal and also show you how I'm using it, which is different than how I thought I was going to use it. But first of all, my name's Christy. Welcome to my workstation. I am multi-craftual, and for the most part, I do fiber arts, but I've been really getting into bookbinding as part of my work. I'm a medieval historian and history professor, and I'm currently in the middle of a fellowship through the Rare Book School at the University of Virginia. So I've been taking sort of classes and connecting with other people who are interested in book arts. I plan on creating a book arts program at my university. And so I've been getting really into understanding how books are created as physical objects. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with this Commonplace book. So a Commonplace book is actually a really interesting phenomenon. It is a book that is kind of an external journal. So a normal journal, you talk about what's inside your mind, but with a Commonplace book, you're talking about things that you find in the world. And so for me, I have some social media quotes, song lyrics, and historical quotes in here at the moment that resonate with you or make you feel a certain way. And so that's kind of what I'm doing with this. And this was a wonder book by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and I had a label maker. I don't remember if I said this. I had a label maker, and so I decided to put my own name on there. I really liked this cover because as a historian, I teach at my university ancient Greece and Rome. And so this, of course, is very Greek mythology with Medusa and Pegasus. I also, let me just show you the different parts of this book. I keep it on a clipboard, a little tiny clipboard to help with writing whenever I need to sort of write somewhere. The cover was not very stable at the spine. So I found this great plaid, which was, I think, absolutely perfect. And so I ended up covering the inside and outside of the spine with this fabric using PVA glue. And it has worked really, really well. I'm really pleased with it. It's nice and flexible, but also sturdy because of the fabric. It is a 4 signature junk journal. And I think it has 13 to 14 sheets per 13 to 14 sheets or 13 to 14. I think it has 13 to 14 sheets per signature. So that ends up being a lot of pages, over 100 pages in this sort of back and front pages. It's a 4 hole binding. And I used some little beads just to decorate it. And then I took the ends of this is just a waxed linen binding string, apparently, essentially thread. It's not really thread though. And I just put a little doohickey on the end. And so this is now a bookmark. And it just sort of dangles. And I had it come off the bottom and go to the top. So that way it sort of dangles around the top. I really like it. So let's talk about how I'm using it. I thought in my mind what I would do is I would take this book with me. I have my little pen case. So my pen case I just bought new erasers. I'm very excited about that. I need to open that. But my pen case has a ruler so that I can make lines so that I'm neat. I have some micron pens in different colors. It is color coded, which I'll show you in a second. I have a pencil. I have a whiteout kind of pen. I have 2 pencils, and now I have this fancy eraser. So that's my pen collection. And my thought was that I would put this in my purse, which is kind of a tote bag. And I would be so aesthetic and go around places and just sit out in the open and just listen to people and write down what they said. Now that is not how this is going, in case you're wondering. The way I actually use it is that if I hear something or if I see something on social media or out in the world, I'll take a picture of it or I'll take a screenshot of it or I'll write it down in my notes app. That's what I do. And then I come back to it when I have some downtime and I find a page that I feel fits what I'm looking for, what the quote is or what it is. And I then put it in the book. Well, first I find a sticker, and the stickers I've been using are from the Antiquarian sticker book. There's this one, and then I also have the Bibliophiles version. It's the same company. And these are just very odd. These are just very odd stickers. They're essentially old public, they're no longer copyrighted images that they've just cleaned up and made stickers of. I'm not mad about it. I think it's wonderful. So this is what I use in my sticker book because it keeps with the vintage aesthetic. So let's first talk about the pages of the junk journal. I have a bunch of different pages, and I'll kind of go through a couple of these signatures for you so you can see. I just have blank pages. I have this architecture book that I kind of cut up. All of these different, most of these different pages came from the other books that my friend gave to me. And I don't remember if I said this in this take. I've tried to film this multiple times, but a friend of mine bought a shipping container of books from an old college library, the Middle Georgia College Library. And so that's where I got all of this from. And some of them were very large. Some of them were smaller. So the large ones I'm keeping for pages, and the smaller ones I'm keeping for covers. But of course I kept the card pocket in the back, which I just really, really like, and put some Post-it notes in there. Anywho, so I have an architecture book. I have plain paper. I have some maps. I got these maps off of eBay. And so these are just random maps that I thought were fun. I have, this is actually cardstock. This is just from Michael's. I have a flower book, a book of flowers. This is just gray paper. I think I got from Five Below. More architecture. Again, an antique book. So this is the center of the signature. And this kind of looks at, in this particular case, paintings, which I really thought was cute. This again is more paper. And then we're back to the beginning. And then let's see if this one has, yeah. So in this one, we have another piece of paper, just regular paper, painting and sculpture, some more cardstock. This is an art book, like on how to be an artist. Okay, so it has some paintings in it. I have some music sheets, which I thought was really fun. You can see here that I kind of cut them up. They were very large music sheets. Then this is another antiques book. And then we have some art. So some of these pages are filled a lot, and some of these pages aren't filled at all. And the reason why I did that is because I didn't want to come into this with all blank pages, because blank pages are a little bit scary and they don't always work for my brain. So those are the kinds of images that I'm using. I have a table of contents. So my social media quotes are in brown, song lyrics are in purple, and historical quotes are in blue. And so so far I have these three. I don't know what else I might put in here, but I might put other things in here. And so I'll use a different color. And then in the back, I have an index. So it says what page, it says like kind of what I put in and what page. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 9 things in here now. And let's just show you what I have. The first thing I put in, and the reason why this was so exciting to me, was because I heard 32 Flavors by Ani DeFranco when I was at the gym. And it really kind of spoke to me in a way that I wanted to record. And then I started hearing about Commonplace books, and I thought, oh, that's the perfect thing to put in my Commonplace books. This is the first thing I put down. And I have not been dating them. I may regret that later. I may regret not putting dates on things later. I don't regret it at the moment. So we're just going to keep it how it is. And then I have a couple of stickers, which actually aren't from the sticker book I just showed you. These are just from other stickers I have, but put some stickers in there. All the other ones, though, what I'll do is I'll kind of like find a quote, wherever it's from, find a sticker that I like that kind of connects to it, and then I'll line the paper and then draw around it. So this one I really like. There are people you've never spoken to who recognize you on sight, the barista, the neighbor, the stranger at the bus stop. You exist in other people's mental landscapes without knowing it. That's a strange kind of belonging. And it's from the Tiny Joy Project on Instagram. So I just kind of put who said it if I recorded it in the page. These stickers don't stick very well, which is kind of an issue, but I'll glue them down if I have to later on. But this really reminded me of a woman that I met. I walk my dog every day in my town, and I walk past a church that has a daycare. And so often we'll see the same people, right? I'm walking my dog at the same time and someone's dropping off their kids the same time every day. And as this woman was leaving, she kind of pulled over and she said, I'm sorry, what is your dog's name? And I told her my dog's name. And she's like, okay, because my son and I see you all the time walking your dog. And we have kind of created an entire world, like an entire story around your dog. And we've named him Max, which I think is adorable. Those of you who know anything about me know that I love Max from the Grinch, and also my parents had a dog named Max. So they named him Max, and would tell stories about me and my dog. And I don't know who this person is. I've never seen this person since. She hasn't stopped again. And so this was just kind of really struck a chord with me. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And I'm just sort of writing down things that I heard. And I'm playing with the stickers, and I'm playing with the things on the page as well. And that just makes me kind of happy. But again, these stickers just don't stick very well. So this is what it's very chaotic. I'm not going in order. As you can see, they're empty pages, but I do like the chaos. But this is from an astrology book, and it has this great, this great art on the other side. So when I have a short quote, I can just put it on there, and I don't have to do anything else to it, which is why I wanted that. And that's the last. So I've only numbered up to page 15. Anyway, I have a bunch of stuff on my phone. I have a bunch of stuff kind of written down, screenshotted. And I'm really enjoying this. My husband and I last weekend, we went to the coffee shop, and he did some reading and I did some work on my Commonplace book, and I really enjoyed it. So I just wanted to show you that you can make a Commonplace book out of just about anything. And I don't know, I have only had it for a month, like I said, and I have been using it, and I've been really enjoying the going back and looking at it again and thinking about why I chose that quote, and really finding joy in this practice. So I may check in with you in a few months when it's full, but I just wanted to give you a look at my Commonplace book, a wonder book by me. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, but I'm not an expert Commonplace booker. I always wanted to be a journal girly, but I just never was. But this feels like because I can write, I can kind of capture the ideas when I see them and then put them in later. That just feels like something that I can sustain. And so far, I'm really happy with it in the past month or so. So thanks for watching. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you later. Bye.